And as you might expect, North Texas Democrats say that they are excited that Joe Biden has now become the president-elect and Kamala Harris the vice president-elect. Republicans clearly are expressing disappointment tonight. Political reporter Jack Fink in our CBSN DFW studio. I know you've been talking to both sides into this evening, and everybody has a feeling.
Well, Doug, Democrats told us they believe Joe Biden can bring the country together, but some of President Trump's supporters said because of his lawsuits, this election isn't over yet.
It was amazing. It was fantastic news to wake up to.
At 17, Haley Taylor Schlitz was the youngest delegate from Tarrant County to this year's Democratic National Convention. She introduced Senator Kamala Harris when she came to Grapevine in March of last year as a presidential candidate. And Schlitz says she's excited that Harris will become the first woman and first Black and Asian American to serve as vice president.
I'm so excited for her. I'm so proud of her. It really is just like my mom says, that if you see it, then you believe you can do it.
Supporters of President Donald Trump in North Texas say they want to see how his legal challenges progress.
With all the work that was done, all the prayers, the rallies, the calls, the block walking, voter registration, lots of people worked very, very hard. And so it's very disappointing.
Obviously disappointed in the national results. But for what we did in Collin County, I'm ecstatic of what we did for President Trump.
While the country is polarized, he says he ultimately hopes leaders can work together despite their differences. The president-elect spoke about his hope to unify the country during tonight's speech, and Democratic Congressman Mark Vesey of Fort Worth, who endorsed Biden early on, says he believes Biden will repeat that often.
He understands that he needs to bring people together and that he needs for people to see him as a uniter.
Former Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings endorsed Joe Biden when he came to Dallas in May of last year.
I knew that Joe was a person that cared about other people. And when he spoke about fighting for the soul of America, that wasn't just an advertising line. That was something he believed in.
Last night, before being declared the president-elect, Mr. Biden said they had a mandate to lead. UNT political science professor Kimmy King says it may be too early to say that.
Well, I think it'll be difficult to talk about a mandate until we see that overall popular vote count and to see how some of these different states ultimately shake out when they have finally concluded their votes and then what the courts weigh in on.
Congressman Vesey says he hopes Congress will pass an additional economic stimulus bill and immigration reform. We reached out to a couple of Republican members of Congress from North Texas, but we didn't hear back.